What double standard in society goes generally unnoticed or without being called out? If you manage your disability well, despite the difficulties it presents, you're then not considered disabled enough to qualify for any of the social care support you most likely need to continue to manage your disability and live well. Canceling appointments. If I cancel an appointment, I get charged $50, like a doctor or therapist. If I'm walking out the door and they call and cancel, no consequences. Attractive and popular people can get away with some foul shit compared to the average person. I saw a post on a Facebook group I'm in recently. It was a selfie of a mother with her little boy in the backseat eating a pudding cup with no spoon, and she had captioned it, "Making sure he's making his future girlfriends happy," or something along those lines. I was disgusted by it. My boyfriend laughed. He tried to tell me I was being stuck up and a prude about it. I asked him if I was a father posting a picture of his daughter eating a popsicle and captioned it similar about making future boyfriends happy, would you feel the same way? He looked like I slapped him in his face, but he instantly got what I was saying. Sexualizing children in any capacity is gross AF, and it even happens to little boys. People just need to do better and let kids simply be kids without putting sexual undertones to it. So fucking weird. We feel so compassionate toward disabled people, but our policies require them to live life in deep poverty, with shitty medical care, while we run around saying how every life is precious. Sure. I gotta give you 2 weeks notice, I may quit, but you can fire me at any point? Nah fam. The way we view emotions. If a man cries or shows fear, it is instantly taken as weakness while being socially accepted by women. If a woman shows anger or asserts dominance, it's taken bad, whereas those emotions are socially accepted by men. Also aging. Women aging equals bad, wash it up, need to settle down. Men aging equals good, wisdom, getting better with age, embrace the gray. Alcohol is the only drug people look down on you for not using. If you don't drink, they think it's because you have a problem, or you fucked up and now can't drink. Somehow, someway, it is all your fault, and it's considered sus if you don't drink. Nobody questions why you don't do cocaine or weed. I solely raised my daughter as a single father from the time she was a year old until she was almost 6 when I married my wife. The number of people who have asked about my daughter's mother just to reply with, "Oh, she must have had PPD, or there must be a mental illness involved, or maybe she will come around in a few years," is absolutely staggering. Like no man, she just decided she wanted to go party instead of being a mom to our child. No child support. No financial or emotional contribution. Nothing. Hell, I couldn't even get a copy of my daughter's health insurance card when her old one expired because I wasn't on the paperwork, despite the fact that I was the one who filled out the paperwork for it at the hospital the day after she was born. It's infuriating knowing full well that had the roles been reversed, and I'd have been the one to leave, I'd 100% instantly be considered a deadbeat father. We live in an extrovert's world. In many Western cultures, being outgoing, sociable, and outspoken is often celebrated and encouraged. It's seen as the norm to want to chat, network, and be the life of the party. But when it comes to introverts who may crave quiet, solitude, or just less social interaction, the script flips. It's socially acceptable to nudge the quiet person in the room and say, "Why don't you talk more?" But imagine telling a chatty person, "Can you be quiet for a bit?" It would be considered rude or offensive. This double standard underscores a deeper societal bias towards extroversion. The noise and buzz of constant interaction are often valued more than the quiet, reflective spaces introverts thrive in. It's like we're saying one way of interacting with the world is better than the other, when in reality, both have their strengths and should be equally respected. In a world that can't stop talking, sometimes we forget the power of silence and introspection. An extroverted introvert. If a dad gets pizza or fast food for his kids instead of cooking a meal, he's considered the fun dad. If a mom gets pizza or fast food for her kids instead of cooking a meal, she's considered a lazy mom. Being a morning person and getting up early to get a bunch of stuff done, then going to bed early, is considered virtuous and mature. Being a night person and staying up late to get stuff done, then sleeping late the next day, is considered disorganized and lazy. Even if you did the same amount of work and slept the same number of hours. I have colleagues who work 6 a.m. to 3 p.m., and people constantly chirp about how efficient they are. But when someone at my office asked if they could work 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. because that fit better with their body's energy cycle, they were mocked for wanting to oversleep like a teenager, and the request was denied. Men's looks. I think men have it either easy or rough, and it's based almost entirely on luck. Men are measured in things they can't change: height, male pattern baldness, eye color, hair color, penis size. Oftentimes women in the office openly joke or make fun of these things. However, if you hint at the facts that Jessica is 35, overweight, doesn't have a good job, it is like you just committed war crimes. Obviously it's not all the time, and guys can be pretty terrible, but that is really put in its place while the opposite continues and is even supported in some social circles. TLDR, I don't know, I think men just have a lot of things that make it hard for them that are allowed to worsen, while a disparate treatment for similar things or even less serious things is unacceptable. Sex. A girl sleeps around and she's a slut, guy sleeps around and he's the Mac Daddy. A guy is a virgin and he's a loser incel, a girl is a virgin and she's pure and wonderful. Open racism to white men. I recently went back to college as a 30-yo white guy, holy shit was it bad. My parents would be rich if it wasn't for stupid white people. White culture is so lame. Why are white people so stupid? White people should be locked up and have to prove they can coexist. I would be hanging out with a group of friends, mix of Asian brown white people, and I was the only white guy who seemed to challenge them and say they were racist. But hey. Can't be racist to us pasties. It was wild, man. When Miley Cyrus gets naked and licks a hammer, she is artistic or edgy. When I do it, I'm drunk and no longer allowed at Home Depot. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe for more.